Fellas, have you just washed your beard and can't do a thing with it? I'm here to help you with Alderman Farms Beard Balm. And I'm going to show you how I make it, coming up next. Alright, here's the ingredients for the Beard Balm. Starting with I'll use 4 ounces of sweet almond oil. In the business, it's referred to as the carrier oil. Then we're going to have pure refined shea butter. I have 2 ounces of that. Then I've got beeswax, local beeswax in our case. I'm going to add 1 ounce of beeswax to my formulation because, again, this is a conditioning beard balm, not so much a shaping beard balm. If I wanted it to have more hold, more of a shaping effect, then I would add additional beeswax. But I'm just going to put 1 ounce of the beeswax. And then finally, the 2 essential oils that go into the Relax and Restore Beard Balm from Alderman Farms are Lavender and Rosemary. So now we've got to measure them out to get the exact measurements, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to melt them together. So I've got my ingredients mixed together, with the exception of the, not mixed together, but just added to this ball canning jar. I use that just as a receptacle right now. I need to get a Pyrex measuring cup or something with a pouring spout that'll make it easier to pour it into the tins. But as of right now, this is what I got. So I've got the 4 ounces of almond oil, the 2 ounces of shea butter, and the 1 ounce of beeswax in there. And I've got a double boiler with about 1 inch of water in the bottom, nearly boiling. And I got about 1 inch of water in the top, just to aid in the process of melting. So I'm going to put this in here. It aids in the process of heat distribution. You notice on the clock I put it in there at 9:56. You can see the clock. So we'll see just about how long it takes to melt. I'll take a metal butter knife and occasionally stir inside the mixture. Then once it's completely melted, everything in there is melted and blended together, then I'll add the 6 drops of lavender oil and 6 drops of rosemary oil to the mixture, stir it briefly, and then immediately bring it out and pour it into the tins that I have set over here to the side, ready to accept it. So we'll check back with you in a minute or two after it's boiled, actually more than a minute or two after it's melted. All right, we've been heating for about 9 minutes, close to 10. It's going to switch. There it is, 10 minutes. So 10 minutes right now, and there's some good liquefaction going on. The melting has started in earnest. 2 things I want to point out that I didn't say in the last clip. Number one, why do you use a double boiler? Well, because you don't want you don't want to heat it up to the point of, you don't want to have it directly in the boiling water or directly on a heated surface, because if you heat it up too high, it's going to damage the nutrients in the medium, in the oils and the butters. You don't want to do that. So this sort of insulates it from the direct heat and gets it warm enough to melt but not hot enough to boil. And the second point is, I told you that once it's melted, I'm going to add the essential oils into the mixture, and close, but yes, once it's melted, but as soon as it's melted, I'll remove it from the heat source. And once I remove it from the heat source, then I'll add the essential oil. So the clock just ticked again, so we're looking at 11 minutes right now, and so another 5 minutes or so maybe, and we'll be good to go. All right, here we are back with about 14 minutes, now 15, but really by 14 minutes, it had completely melted it. And I wanted to point something else out to you, a lesson that I learned in my first batch and forgot by the time I did the second batch, is that I stirred it too vigorously and caused it to splash up on the sides. And what happens is when it splashes up on the sides up high anyway are cooler than it is in the bottom. And so what happens is the parts that splash up on the side begin to solidify. You see that? I don't know if you can see that in the video. And so no big deal. If you want to, you can take your case knife and scrape some of that back off, get it back down in the liquid, and it'll melt again, in theory. All right, so I'm not going to worry about that, but that's melted sufficiently. And also I sling it up on the sides when I'm tapping the case knife like that. All right, so the glass up here is not hot. You see I'm not using a glove or anything, but I'm going to take it, and you have to move quickly because it's going to start setting pretty fast. So I'm going to grab my rosemary. I've already shook it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's the lavender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to take my case knife and gently stir that in to make sure it gets mixed in evenly. And now I'm going to cut the camera because my next step is going to probably be messy. I'm going to try to pour this into these tins, and pouring out of a ball mason jar, it may not work like I want it to, but let me get them pour it up and I'll come back to you. Well, that wasn't too bad, not quite as bad as I thought it might be. And something I'm gonna have to figure out is how to exactly measure what goes into each one of these tins. I was able to get 1, 2, 3, 4 tins completely full, and the 5th tin was not quite full, so that'll be mine. And then from my research, a common thing I saw is that you need to let it sit and cool for 24 hours. And they recommended covering it with wax paper. I don't know the significance of covering it with wax paper. Certainly not tinfoil, I guess, because it would, I don't know, hold the heat in or something. But anyway, so I'll leave it covered for 24 hours and we'll come back and show you the finished product. I did want to point out though, I don't know if you can tell, but it's already beginning to sit up. And I'll probably, there's a piece of granite, I'll probably put them on top of that piece of granite to suck the heat out and get them to set up. So we'll be back with you tomorrow to give you a look at the finished product. And there we have it. Allowed it to sit up and solidify for about 24 hours. Look at that nice pasty look. How about that? Let's see, I got one of these with my bottom label already on it. I feel like I'm doing a shell game to figure out which one it is. There it is. So, the Relax and Restore Conditioning Beard Balm with sweet almond oil, shea butter, beeswax, and lavender and rosemary essential oils. Pretty simple. You can do it yourself, or I think we're going to make these available from Alderman Farms. You can purchase these from us. This is what I'm calling the nighttime beard balm, and I'm also interested in creating one for the daytime that doesn't have lavender in it, because I don't want to be all relaxed all day long and wanting to doze off from the lavender essential oils. And there you have it. That's how I make my nighttime version, the Relax and Restore version of the Alderman Farms Beard Balm. And now I want to hear from you, the bearded viewer of Alderman Farms. Some ideas about a manly outdoors fragrance combination that you might be interested in a daytime version. I'm thinking of cedar wood or sandalwood, maybe some pine needle essential oil, something like that. So if you've got a beard and you want it to smell right in the daytime and also be manageable and soft and cuddly, then tell me in the comments below some essential oil combinations, or maybe even just a single essential oil that would accomplish that. And you don't have to have a beard. If you don't have a beard, you need to love somebody with a beard. And I want to hear from you in the comments below. Or you can send me an email to beard@aldermanfarms.net. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching How to Make This Beard Balm. Goodbye.